Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Disc Golf Examiner. Today, we're bringing you coverage from the 2020 Grand Vue Park Championship here in Moundsville, West Virginia. I'm Brian Keegan, your host, joined today by Mark Fedorenko, a professional ultimate player who happens to be playing on this card today. Mark, how's it going?
Doing pretty well, Brian. Was really enjoying the sunshine and the beautiful course and all the competition for the event this weekend.
Yeah, beautiful weather, absolutely. And I got to say a special thank you to all the sponsors on the screen that made this event possible. Grand Vue Park is doing an amazing job. They actually have 3 disc golf courses in one complex, one area. They intersect. There's an ice cream shop, a West Virginia Hall of Fame for disc golf, and a bar and restaurant on campus there, all within walking distance. I absolutely love coming out here. And we're on the back 9. We just saw that Tom took the lead, and we have Mark and yourself and Cody close behind him. And then Garrett is now coming back hard here. And really, I'm seeing you guys, maybe make an error and then come back hard and make an adjustment. And it's been really interesting to see this whole round. So if you haven't seen the front 9, check it out. We're going to go on to hole 10. It's par 3, 417 feet. It plays actually hillside to hillside. So you have to go down this big ravine up here onto the hill where you see the beautiful West Virginia skyline. And you'll see more of it here in a moment.
We were having a little argument on the card of whether this hole is uphill or downhill, because regardless of which side that you look at it from, it looks like it's downhill.
Yeah. I mean, I guess so. Yeah. As you see Tom playing up to the hillside, it's going to get a roll. It looks like he's rolling towards or maybe down a little bit. Come on, stop.
Oh, he holds on, doesn't S back down because there is out of bounds on the previous fairway all the way down the hill.
And Garrett's going to give his a rip. He looks like he's coming down that hill. Oh, a big skip. I don't think he's OB down there, actually.
I think he held up right before the line on the other fairway.
And Cody, we've seen Cody out at tournaments in Pittsburgh. He just has this crush of an arm as he plays the skip up.
That's a great move on that.
Yeah.
Avoids the power lines that are the subtle hazard on this fairway and puts himself near at the edge of circle 1.
Looks like you're going with the sidearm for this shot, playing out that nice flex, and you're going to end up right behind Cody there.
Yep, figured it would take the power lines out of the play as long as I kept it low enough, and sidearm was just feeling better going into the second round.
As you can see, Garrett all the way down at the bottom of this hill.
Unfortunately, going down to the bottom of the hill, he essentially has to play the whole. It's like he's teeing off again because just how far uphill it is.
It really is just stunningly uphill. But that's what we've seen today from this course. There's definitely on the back half, actually throughout it, there's some pretty steep hills.
If you're looking to get some work on your uphill and downhill shots, come to Grand Vue. It's definitely one of the best courses for it.
Mark playing it. Oh, that was just a little shy there.
And disc golf gods continue to shine on me, not exposing me to these horrible rollaways.
And Garrett, he gave that a good bid, but unfortunately just a little low. And here we have Cody outside the circle, giving this a great run in. Whoa, yes.
Passes it in. Cody's on a run.
Yes, gotta examine this one. Beautiful putt. Wow.
Great confidence to hit that putt too, because if that doesn't hit, that's matching the slope of the hill, and that's going way down there.
And Tom grabbing a par. As Mark here, this will be for your par.
And I'm more than happy to take a par there. I bogeyed that hole and worse on all the times I've played it during practice.
Definitely one of the more picturesque holes here on the Grand Vue Park. As we move on to hole 11, it's a par 3. It's 483 feet. It plays downhill, but you have guardian trees really to the right here, as well as right above the basket. So it makes it really tough to, really play straight to the basket.
And despite the steep hills looking off the left and the right of the basket, this is definitely one of the safest pin positions that we play to, because circle 1 barely reaches the edge of the hills. So we're all chomping at the bit here, trying to get a good move on these and get these close.
Cody smashing that one, turning it over.
Looks like a little bit of a grip lock, but finds perfect hole through those trees.
Wow. That was crazy.
Gets himself a long circle 2 look.
Something else pretty cool here you're going to see in the background. We were able to camp out at the park, and they have cabins for rent there and stuff. It's really an awesome park.
Mm-hmm.
Tom there outside the circle, probably circle 2 there.
Yeah, if it's not been eminently aware, this park is built on the top of one of the hills in West Virginia, so there's fantastic views from all across the park.
And you're getting a nice flex on that. Skip? Oh, no, skip.
It's my ESP Force, and I was hoping it would come out of the turn a little sooner and skip up, but I'm pleased with not being at the bottom of the hill there.
And Garrett is playing a straight shot. He got
next
there.
To me.
Not much of a skip on these hills here.
No, the grass was pretty green. It was cut fairly short, but unless you're hitting the greens on the old ball golf greens, you're not going to see too many skips here.
Cody giving that a run. Oh, just a little long.
Yep. Tom from the edge of the woods. You're gonna lay up. That's the kind of layup you like to see. Drop it in. I'm pretty sure Tom was giving that a good run, trying to separate himself a little bit.
Garrett as well, and you're just really about 40 feet here.
Yep. Thought that was in coming out of my hands, but it leaked a little right, and fortunately stopped up nice and softly right next to it.
All right, and Cody lining up for his par. No. Oh, I hate to see that. Just a little left. Causes you to have
caught just a link too far on the am side of the basket, especially with that hard hyzer putt that he likes to throw. Just wasn't getting the luck or the change that he needed.
And hole 12 is the next hole, or it's a par 3. It's 321 feet. This one plays really strongly to the right here, but there is a line up here if you want to play a sidearm. Yeah, you really have to get around these trees either way, and hopefully you land on the hillside and don't skip down, because I'd say there's probably like an 80% chance of your disc actually skipping all the way down that hill or rolling down that hill.
Even if you're throwing the backhand and trying to slide it up and skip it up, the odds of you catching an edge and standing up and rolling away is just really high. As I proceed to grip lock this backhand high and right, and get fortunate to not hit anything over there.
Probably about pin high there, though.
Yeah, I'm a little short, but I'm not looking at a putt. I'm looking to just throw up as Garrett cuts the corner nicely.
Unfortunately, I think he's going to get a roll down that hill there.
Just like we were saying. Yeah.
Cody up next, playing it a little higher, hopefully a little safer there. And he ended up rolling down to the hill, bottom of the hill too.
Oh yeah. We were all kind of joking around after seeing Tom throw over the top of the forehand. Like, man, we were all wondering, like, why didn't we practice that? That looks like a way safer line.
Although Tom ended up down in the woods as well.
Yeah, his came out a little early.
It's such a tough position. Like everybody rolled down the hill.
That was perfectly executed. It's a little Anheuser trying to match the slope of the hill, so have the lowest chance to roll away. Cody gets up there nice and easy as well.
During the round, did you guys realize how close this was getting? Because it was getting pretty close, and it was switching back and forth. I was watching on live scoring on the PDGA website.
I can't speak for everyone else, but I knew we were all fairly close, and I'd known Cody had brought it back after hole 1.
Mm-hmm.
So I was trying to keep my mind off the score and just try to play as well as I can.
And hole 13 is a par 3. It is 426 feet. It's all uphill. It plays way longer than 426 feet. I can tell you that. There is a little mound up here. The stones kind of protect the basket, and it plays right in front of the bar and restaurant.
This is one of those little in-betweener holes. I think for the blue tees, despite what the sign says, I think they've marked it as a par 4 for this tournament.
I believe there is OB on the far side of the pavilion as well. Sorry, the amphitheater there, which is the white fence.
And there's some road and sidewalk up behind the pin. If you get a little long, you could be looking at an OB comeback putt as well.
Ooh, and just missed the amphitheater.
Happy they haven't marked that OB.
Yeah. And Garrett, looks like he's doing much the same, but no, he's coming back. It's
nice and high, puts himself right in the middle of the fairway.
Yeah, that's a great position. He's going to have a long look at it there. And Cody, he's got to be lining up a smash after that last one. And
really gets a hold of this one and turns all the way over on him. But he gets far enough past the pavilion.
How? Like, that's really far. That's almost pin high.
Almost pin high at 400 something feet uphill.
It's got to be closer to 500 with that uphill. Oh, and he's going to catch the stones. And
his approach just a little short. I don't know what that zone. Nice little soft backhand. I see Cody's. I'm thinking, okay, I just got to make sure I clear the stones.
Yeah, got to play it safe.
Yeah, but Tom, right next to the basket. Can't ask for better than a drop in birdie. And then Tom has to go and put it.
Wow, he is right under that basket now. As we see Garrett here pitching up to the basket there. He should be within 10 feet, no problem for him. And Cody outside the circle here, giving this a good run. And there he goes. Yes. Oh, no. That is the worst. Okay, he's going to grab that one, unfortunately, for his bogey.
And that's not what he was looking forward to after that shot.
Garrett here.
And you can see a little spit of an old sidewalk or an old cart path coming right up there, and that marks the edge of the OP. So this basket is definitely a little more precarious of a position than it might look.
You grabbing a very interesting birdie there with Tom, giving you guys another stroke on the card. As we move on to hole 14, it's a par 3. It is 294 feet. And this plays downhill. The basket is on a mound, so it can very easily skip away far from the basket. That seems to be a running theme at this course, is the mounds that you...
It's called Moundsville for a reason.
That's right.
Tom flexes that forehand and gets cleanly a little too far.
Yeah.
So low ceiling obstructed comeback.
Oh, looks like
throw a nice soft putter and I leak it a little right and a little too high.
Oh, tree catches it. Yeah, it's a little.
Yeah, so I'm looking
tree.
Yeah, another short circle 2 look.
Mm-hmm. And Garrett giving it a straight shot, straight at it. Oh, just
that's a little long, but
inside the circle.
Nice
That's all you
distance
can.
from circle one.
Yeah. And Cody playing a nice putter shot up. Get a skip, please. Yes. There he goes.
Steps enough for this putt.
Oh, no.
The cage.
He
stops early on the mound.
He was just slightly off there. It happened. I've seen that a few times today, unfortunately. Oh, and Tom went a little high on that one and going to catch that branch. You're just outside the circle there, Mark.
Look.
Yeah.
And seems to be what I'm missing today, is missing a little right.
All right, and Garrett for his birdie. Yeah, great birdie.
Beautiful birdie. Way to take a stroke on the whole card.
This actually, hole 14 did play a little higher than par. It was 3.2 average.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of a funky pin position because from the tee, you can, if the hole feels like it's steadily getting smaller as you go down the fairway. But once you get down there, you realize that for the most part, those branches are fairly high on the trees, and what looks like a bad miss off the tee can still leave you with a short circle 2 or a clean circle 1 look for a putt.
Now we're going to go ahead and move on to hole number 15 here. It is a par 3. It's 207 feet, but it's deceiving. It's a very deceiving hole. What we have here is a straight downhill shot into a highly guarded green with a very low ceiling. It's really, it's like shooting womp rats down there,
Oh, yeah. It's hard to tell from the tee box, but it's a fairly blind tee shot. You can see the flag sticking off the top of the basket, but only just. And as you can see with Garrett, the skips and how your disc lands kind of take you pretty much anywhere, or in the worst case, end up with a bad rollaway down the hill through the woods.
And you're going to you're going to catch that tree.
It's giving me about 20-25 feet on the left side of the basket.
And then Cody here lining up his sidearm, playing it low.
Comes out of it a little early, takes off the tree. He's also looking about 25, 30 feet or so, just on the opposite way.
That's going to have to be an obstructed putt there because...
Oh, definitely.
Oh, Tom skipping right over top. Wow.
Getting the much safer putt back up the hill.
Garrett's going to play it safe and lay up. Cody here has got to, get a hold of this if he wants to be back up top here. He's dealing with an obstructed putt for sure here, leaning out around this tree. Oh, and just off the basket, the top rim of the basket.
Unfortunately catches the rollaway, rolls down behind another log. And at this point, we're all just feeling for Cody because we know he's eating a lot of these bad rollaways for us.
Yeah, wow. And here we have Tom. He's looking pretty close there, but it's not that close as you can see. Yeah, just the front of the cage there.
I'm up next thinking, okay, I've got a chance to take a stroke on the card here. Got an unobstructed 25-foot putt. And I missed right again.
Oh, no.
Yeah, straddle putt wasn't doing me too many favors, unfortunately, but greens that are guarded like these, you got to use it sometimes.
All right, so Cody's going to take a bogey. You're going to pitch in for your par. And we're going to move on to hole number 16. It's a par 4, 480 feet. This plays all the way up to the right on this hill. You actually have an obstructed drive because of this hill. I've seen people play rollers up here. As you see, Libby there playing up all the way up to the top of this hill where the basket is there and suffers from, wind and different conditions.
Yep. But fortunately, after a tough tee shot, the course designers were benevolent enough to give us a fairly safe green. So it's really about getting there without risking a roll away on your approach or your tee shot.
And you do have a big guardian tree in the center of this fairway. So really, you've got to kind of play around that as well.
Yeah, but here I am just trying to match the hill with the forehand, try to throw the shot that Snake's been throwing all around, and unfortunately I get a little nose up, a little early release, but ends up short of those trees and gives me a decent look at the basket.
All right, and Tom playing his patented flick, playing that nice ride out, and he's gonna get way up that hill.
Yeah, he did exactly what I was trying to do. And it didn't. Like you said, that's his patented shot. And Cody here trying to play really aggressive. I think probably knew he had a couple strokes to try to catch up on, so he's trying to really rip this.
And that one's coming back hard left, unfortunately.
Yeah, the tree caught it a little bit and slowed it down, so he should still have a decent look up the hill towards the basket.
And you're dealing with a little bit of a low ceiling here, I would think, with all these trees in your way.
Yeah, a little bit of a low ceiling, but I'm just trying to play it out left, let it come back in with my Raptor, and just like hole 6, I let go of it a little early and catch the one tree I've got to avoid. And
Garrett in a great position, lining up his shot for wow. He is in a great position for birdie.
That's the third. I want to say the third or fourth one of those soft Anheuser backhand approaches, and I don't know what he's throwing there, but they always come in nice and smooth, settle really nicely as well.
And
Tom throwing the forehand that I wanted.
Yeah, and looks like you're dealing once again with that low ceiling of that tree branch.
Mm-hmm. And by this point, I knew the score, so I'm trying to make up some strokes. So I know Tom's in good range for the birdie, and
Cody grabbing us par. Unfortunately, we didn't catch 2 of his shots there. As we have Tom here for his birdie. Oh no! So Garrett
for him as well.
Garrett's going to grab the birdie, and he's going to tie you and Tom for the lead going into the 17th hole.
This Tom dunks it in. He knows that's one he should have had.
Yep. As we move on to hole 7, it's a par 3. It's 342 feet. Playing back up to the bar and restaurant there. You have OB behind the basket.
Playing slightly uphill with a guardian tree that you got to look out for if your backhand comes out earlier, if you leave your forehand a little too far left.
And Garrett playing, unfortunately catching those trees there.
I'm looking at this, licking my chops, thinking this is the perfect shape for a forehand to land on the flat there below the basket and skip right up towards it.
And oh my gosh, yes.
Oh no, this is great. And then it turns and rolls away. And fortunately, you're not standing right next to the tee box. I'm yelling at that disc. No, stop.
And Tom with his sidearm playing that out nice far left. That's got to come back.
Got a little too much outside in on that.
And Cody giving that a rip straight up the center. Wow. Holy cow. Yeah. Outside the circle there.
Yeah, but it's a deceiving 342 because as we've seen, Cody has all the power in the world. That one just plays a little longer than it looks like.
And Garrett playing right up to the basket. Great shot.
Sends up a good run.
Oh, Cody just a little low. And Mark, this is for your birdie. Can you take it and get a stroke ahead going into the 18th hole? Yes.
Sneak it just barely over the edge.
Wow.
Catches that front side cage. Been playing with all day. At
Wow,
this point, I know the score, so I'm thinking, all right, if I can birdie this last hole, I think I'll have a good chance to hold on.
So we're going to go ahead and move on to hole number 18. It's a par 5, and it is 786 feet. You have quadruple mandos here. You have to go through those 2 trees that we just went through, and then up here to the left through these 2 trees and out into the fairway where the barn is, ending back at the parking lot.
Yep, and that second mando, those trees have a nice low ceiling, so you makes that shot through them a little trickier if you're not in an ideal position. I'm taking something here on a soft hyzer, just trying to get it through. Just thinking, all right, just make the mando. Anything through the mando will be nice and safe. I get to this nice, good flat landing zone.
And Garrett playing that close, but he got through.
Skins the cat, but he's going to have a...
Yeah.
Oh, so that's how he got down there. We were wondering because it looked like we saw him skipping up high and left. You got a little backwards roll.
We have some of those West Virginia hills you're dealing with. Tom playing an interesting sidearm here. Nice big flex.
This shot is incredible to me. He throws it underneath the first Guardian tree's lowest branch, hits the mando, and just sails right through it to get up by Garrett and me.
And oh no, Cody's going to clip one of the first tree branches there. Yep. He will still be able to shoot for the mando though, so that's really an important part there.
Yeah.
And boom, Cody straight up the center. Giving that a good run, good skip.
A little up left. Has got a nice clean look at making the next mando and maybe getting up and down for his birdie after hitting the first tree.
And Tom looks like he's thrown a thumber up and over. Big skip. Makes just to the inside of that mando. He's going to be in a great position.
What an amazing shot.
Wow.
It's exactly where you want to be after your second shot. Having a nice clean look on the right, as you'll see later, the right side of that double mando gives you a much cleaner look at the basket.
Garrett giving that a rip. Flexing it over. Hopefully come back left. Come back left.
And he missed, just barely misses the mando long.
Boy. So what are you lining up here, Mark?
This is my force. It's my most overstable high-speed driver, and I'm thinking just throw something high on an anhyzer, let it flex out, and sit in the mando. And
yeah,
fortunately, I'm sitting on top of an old tee box, but I let go of that thinking I had missed the mando to the left.
But you did go to the inside of it, so
yep.
That's for your
Cleared
second.
It.
Yeah.
Looking at a little low ceiling approach.
Oh no, Cody went OB there. And Tom
after his second.
Yeah, low ceiling. He just needs to get this up to the basket. Maybe get his bird.
Oh, a little low, slides right to the circle's edge or so.
Still putting range. Still make that birdie. And perhaps
Cody throwing up. And here's Cody and Garrett both throwing from the drop zone. They throw over this mound, and as you can see, that pine trees, the branches on that are a little low, so you got to throw these low little skipper slidey approach shots if you want to get close.
And you're back there, but you did not. This is not a mando shot for you. This is
not
just a normal.
Yeah, and I'm thinking just throw that low skippy shot to the right of that tree, and
oh boy. This is playing close now. If Tom's able to make his birdie putt here,
tied up and going into playoffs.
That's right.
So I'm looking at this. I'm thinking, all right, give it a half run and make Tom make a putt.
Right. Wow. So Tom with the gallery behind him, I think he's saying a little prayer there.
Oh, him and me both.
He's giving
good run.
Oh, just a little right there. but we'll have Garrett putt here. Getting his par.
Yep.
This hole
So
actually,
Garrett,
this hole did play higher than par. It played at 5.29. Tom grabbing his par.
with all the Mandos on that hole and the potential for rollaways on the fairway, that doesn't surprise me in the least.
Yeah, absolutely. And Mark Fedorenko putting in for par, but grabbing the lead
right at the end.
Yeah, that was amazing. Came down to the second to last hole. And still that last hole was tough too.
Yeah, no, what we couldn't see is there was another fella, I'm forgetting his name right now, Cody Reiser, I believe. Coming up from the chase card, also tying Snake and Garrett there.
Yeah, right.
So
we have a 3-way tie for second place, and it was close. It was really, really close. The amount of jockeying back and forth between everybody on the card. At some point, I think everybody had the lead on the card.
Oh yeah, I mean, people get throwing bogeys and then get back birdies on the next couple holes. It was definitely a fun and an intense card to be a part of.
Yeah, and I gotta say, Mark, this is your is this your fourth or fifth tournament?
Fourth tournament that's PDGA sanctioned.
So you've won first place in 2 of your last 4.
Yeah, I think that's how it's worked out. and hoping to keep that trend going for the rest of the year and hopefully years to come.
Absolutely. Well, I'm very interested to cover you more and to see what happens here in the future. I want to thank you for joining me for commentary today. It was a pleasure.
Thank you for having me, Brian. I appreciate it.
And once again, I got to say a very special thank you to Josh Fender, Josh Weir, Mark Cherry, and everybody else who put together this amazing tournament and made sure the course was as nice and clean as it was. I love this course, like I was saying. If you want to check it out, if you want to check out the black course, we actually have last year's tournament up with Corey Ellis and Josh Smith playing it out on the black course, which is a higher par at 72, and it has some amazing views and some amazing shots as well. So definitely check that out if that's something you're interested in. If you want the full Grand Vue experience, the only course we haven't covered yet is the yellow course. So that's going to do it for us for today's broadcast. And until next time, guys, keep banging those chains.